Where's hair and makeup?
I know, right? At least I took a shower.
Otherwise, we are
Which is like...
How is getting ready in the mornings with a kid?
Oh, a shit show.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with a new episode of This Week at Notarize, and today we have Hilary and Chrissy. How's it going?
Good.
Yeah.
So first off, tell everybody what you guys do here at Notarize.
So I am an engineer on the core team. So.
And I, like many people at startups, do a couple of things. So I currently manage the product design team, and I'm also a product manager for our title line of business on the real estate side.
Awesome. And so today we're talking about being a working parent. Hilary, you just came back from maternity leave, and Chrissy, you are due in November?
Yep, right before Thanksgiving.
Awesome. And so wanted to ask you guys a couple questions around being a working parent, balancing this with your job. And so the first question is kind of, in your roles today, what are some things that are really important from like a manager perspective or a company perspective so that you guys feel supportive to kind of take on this new life event?
Yeah, I can speak a little bit to that. So I work remotely, which means that, Notarize gives us a lot of flexibility anyway, but what was really nice in terms of leading up to actually having the baby was, Pat, like, a few weeks before, I was planning on working like up until the moment that I gave birth kind of thing. I was like, I'll be here. And he was just like, take the week off before the baby is due. Like I think having, other parents in the office who can speak to that and leaders in the office who can say like, look, I get how intense it is, like right before you have a kid and after, like take that week off.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really nice, just knowing that like I could take the time for myself and still be like incredibly valued at the company and all of that. So.
Yeah.
I feel like in terms of my experiences so far, I have had a lot of support from my manager and my team in general about just balancing the workload and just with doctor's appointments. I mean, we're located in Boston, which is awesome because there's so many great hospitals and areas. It's just been easy, but just taking the time off to like go to those appointments and just having my manager be supportive and saying to me like if I'm not feeling well or if it's hard to get into the office that day, just having the option to work from home has been awesome, and they've just been very supportive.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, related to that, what's kind of been some of the maybe best advice that you've gotten, Hilary, around how to balance work and being a mom now that you're back?
Probably, like, don't be afraid to limit your work to within the working hours. I think one of the biggest adjustments for me, and you're probably in a similar spot, I used to, take on a ton of priorities and I would be like, oh, no problem. I'll just spend a couple hours after dinner working on that or whatever it is. And now, my husband's at home right now with the baby. And by the time I get home, he's like, just take the baby. I'm done. In the nicest way possible. But, so I don't have that extra time. And I don't think, I think everyone is like incredibly supportive in the office. If you say like, these are the hours that I'm working, they respect that. And just like allowing you to actually check out during parental leave. There's a lot of prep and I was supported in like putting this prep together before I left, but just being able, like the first month, I didn't think about Notarize and I didn't have to, which was wonderful. I mean, it's just, it allows you to like really fully enjoy this benefit and the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually true. I feel like with my team so far, so my managers and tech lead have already had conversations about my maternity leave and what they plan to do, and it's things that I haven't even brought up, but they're planning this all out just to make sure my project load doesn't get too big or too stressful, especially as we get closer to Thanksgiving. So.
Yeah. And I think what's great is that now other teams are starting to take notice on how like you both are being supported, so that people on our teams, different teams, the marketing team, and anybody else's team can be equally supported, and then that way it just kind of becomes the expectation that you will not have to think about Notarize for like during the time leading up, and you will be respected in the boundaries that you set.
Yeah. And I think, just, in terms from, an organizational perspective, what that means is like, it's been incredible to, I was excited to come back to work because I didn't feel like I had all of these, strict requirements that I had to follow when I got here. Like I was going to have to be anxious about like getting to pick up my child after work or whatever. I couldn't leave early, yada, yada, yada. Like, I think by being flexible and putting these things in place, like you're going to retain really awesome, like you're going to retain great people because they're actually excited to come back. Like I actually was like texting a friend because I was like, I feel kind of guilty. Like I love my baby, but I'm actually like, I'm happy to be back at work. Like I feel like I can do both and it makes a big difference. So
and so I guess kind of like the last question around, obviously we talked a lot about company support. Not all companies kind of look like ours. So for people who are maybe considering changing jobs or trying to reevaluate the benefits in their own companies, like what has been most helpful in terms of things that kind of are the infrastructure of how we support our employees that has been most helpful to you both?
I can jump in a little bit here. So I know this is something that Notarize offers, but I would definitely look for this is parental leave for the partner or the other parent. My husband's company offers a really generous parental leave policy, and so I've been able to experience firsthand just how valuable that is, and that the other parent should be encouraged, really encouraged to take it. Like, even if you see that policy on someone's website, like dig into whether, the other parent actually takes it. We had a lot of people who were, of course, very supportive of both of us, but when my husband said he was going to take his full parental leave package, they were still like, isn't that going to hurt your career? Like, are you sure you want to do that? And just, no one was saying that to me. And so thinking about that, take that time, almost level the playing field for, the parent that does have to go out of the office, and making that sort of more common is great.
I mean, obviously I haven't had to deal with any of it yet. I'm still in the whole planning process for it all, but I think just making sure you have the flexibility and the flexible hours is really huge when it comes to this, because so many unexpecteds can happen and you never really know what you're going to have to deal with. So even leading up to it or shortly after, I just think it's really important to like find somewhere that has a flexible policy like us. I know that's made it a lot less stressful going into this life-changing experience.
And I think as Kevin and Jasmeet, who were on a previous episode, talked about, like, we're still not done growing as a company. We're still evolving kind of like who we are and then the benefits we offer. So we have the ability to shape that here. And if you would like to shape that here too, we're hiring, notarize.com/careers. And I just wanted to thank you both for being on today's episode.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, we'll see you guys next time.